Welcome back. Another episode of the Be Blunt podcast. Listen, we have been, and when I say we, I mean me, right? I have been going through my accolades, going through my progression in this business. And there's a lot of things that I know that I need to get better at. I need to get better at giving myself compliments for the things that I've accomplished. A lot of times your focus is always on the next show or the next opportunity or the next meeting, right? This it's always what's going on next, and there's not a lot of times where I sit back and enjoy as far as I've come. You know, in this business, it's a lot of competition. It's a lot of competition in this business, and we're all fighting for opportunities. We're all fighting for spots, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. You know, it's just that we want stage time. We want to be able to prove that we are good. We want to be able to prove that we're getting better, and that makes this a difficult sport, if you will. I want to be the best comedian I can be. I don't want to. I don't want to waste time that I don't have. I've done. I've started from scratch multiple times. I'm a military kid. Starting from scratch isn't that big of a deal for me. It's just time consuming to go through the ringer to prove yourself again amongst your peers. Not alone, not only your peers, but club owners that don't know you from a can of paint. To have to do all the things you've already done twice over. And can you do it? Absolutely. I know that I can. I have no doubt in my mind that I can do it. It's just time consuming. And as a single parent, I can see why a lot of people don't pursue it until later in life. It makes sense. That's why I applaud all of these young comedians, 19, 20, 21, that just moved out to a spot and started doing this full time, man. Shout out to them, eating noodles and sleeping on couches. I can't do that shit. I don't have the luxury to be able to. I mean, you know what? To be honest with you, I do. I could be a deadbeat and send my kids away, but who in the fuck gonna do that? It ain't gonna be me. So I have to figure out how am I gonna maneuver my way in this business. And it's not a matter of like cutting corners. I definitely don't want to do that. That's not what I'm saying. I want to work at this. I want to get better at this. I want to be able to get better continuously, right? It's always a matter of figuring it out. And I've always heard the best way to figure it out is to get on stage. Get on stage, get on stage, get on stage. And I mean, yes, I'm getting on stage. Not all of the stages that I get are prestigious. There's some, absolutely. There's a ton. But there's also, you can go from the highest of the highs to the lowest of the lows. You can go from doing a room of 300 people and doing extremely well and then coming to an open mic and have 7 people and have to freaking pull teeth to get laughs. I don't have the time, right? And to sit through all of these comedians, which shout out to everybody trying to do this. This shit ain't easy, man. I'm humbled to be a part of a group of comedians that are trying to get better and do better for themselves. But you know how long I've sat and I listened to comedian after comedian after comedian after comedian over the years, and half of them ain't doing comedy no more. And I sat through those jokes. And now I find myself going outside, and then I feel bad because I'm like, I'm not even supporting other comedians. Now I look like I'm being bougie. But there's a limit that you can. There's only so much I could take. I tried the route, right, of like, yo, message the celebrity and see if you can go on the road with them. You know, send them your stuff and ask if you can open for them, and then do well when you open for them, and hopefully that'll be your way in. And that didn't work. So now I'm like, put your head down, record videos, upload videos every day, and that's like, it's just keep going. That's all I keep hearing is just keep going. Keep going. And when it seemed like shit ain't go like happening, keep going. So we just gonna keep working. But what I have to do on my end is stop looking over the fence. Stop peeking over to the neighbor's yard to see what's going on over there. And I'm guilty of it. It's like it's in my face anyway because I'm scrolling and I'm friends with people and I see these things and it's great. I'm proud of them, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, bro. I want everybody to win. But it's hard because this is a sport. I said it before, but you gotta have humility. That's one thing that I wasn't focused on 2 years ago, a year ago. Humility. And it took some time. It took some time. I'm still working on it in my personal life. I'm still working on it. Like, look, the light flickering. It's like something, nigga. You hit a motherfucking the nail on the head. But I'm focused on trying to be the best comedian I can be, and there's only so much time that I have to sit through all of these. Like, I'm at a good place. I feel like I got a strong 20 minutes. And I'm ready to go ahead and get out there on the road. So if you out there and you're looking for a up and coming comedian to take on the road, that's humble because I'm all about humility now. That's a go getter that will add to a show that can also do things outside of the comedy club as far as marketing, editing, video production, whatever it may be, internship, getting coffee, all of the above. I'm willing to do those things because I'm at this point now where if you don't ask, you don't know. So just like Bernie Mac at the end of the Kings of Comedy, and he was like, please give me a job. This is what I'm saying. I'm asking for the opportunity to put myself in the proper position. And I'm not asking for a handout, I'm asking for an alley-oop. You throw me an alley-oop, And part of me is afraid of getting that opportunity too, right? The part of it is because as a single dad, I'm like, who gonna watch the kids? I'm gonna have to have the kids do something, right? And that's one of the most scariest parts. So maybe it's not lucrative or smart on my end right now. Maybe that's why it hasn't happened, because I'm more focused on that. And that's for real. But at some point, comedy, like, there's no fucking blueprint for this shit, man. There's no step by step, this is what you do and these are the things that's gonna happen. You just gotta play that shit by ear. And have faith that the shit's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. Have faith in your abilities. Have faith in your talent. Have drive, initiative, all of the above to get yourself to that next level. Because it's a lot of comics, man, across the country, around the world. What makes you special? What makes you different? I try a lot of things, man. I haven't found my voice completely yet, but I know where I want to go. I know where I want to go. And that may not be the best route. And that's probably, again, why a lot of things don't work out as far as getting booked around the city or booked around the country, is because my jokes aren't going to be, people going to, you know what I'm saying. I use the R word and shit, But that's the kind of comedy that I do right now. It's not saying that it won't elevate. It's not saying that it won't grow to be more. But these are the stories of my life at this point in time, and that's how it's gonna be. I've tried to do it the right way. I won't even say the right way. I tried to do it I lived in Florida for 2 years, and in Florida where I lived up in the north where it was a lot of old people. I couldn't go up there and be like, bitch, little dumb hoe. I couldn't go up there and do that type of comedy. So I changed my style and became a clean comedian and went up there and did well. I had a couple of theater shows that I did up there, and it was all from clean comedy. Mary Ellen D. Portrello, she was like, David, you have something here. She calls me David Jr. David Jr., you have something there. You don't always got to be so dirty. If you're man, you could clean up doing clean comedy. She told me, man, so many times, and I appreciate that. As a veteran comedian, to tell me, that I don't have to be so shock value. I don't have to be so. I don't have to curse as much. I don't have to curse at all. That's great advice, man. And I value those people that have given me great advice, right? Like Delay. Delay told me, don't use the word bitch, because right now you're new and you want women to like you. And if you're going up there saying bitch this and bitch that, they're not going to fuck with you. So again, I appreciate Delay for even taking the time to say those things to me, right? And I've had big name comedians, or even just comedians that I admire, comedians that I look up to, that have given me sound advice, right? Like Teddy Carpenter was like, yo, you need women to want to fuck you, and you need men to want to be you. That was Teddy's advice. Then you had Coco Brown. Coco was like, you not Corey Holcomb, nigga. There's only one Corey Holcomb. You need to find out your voice and what you want to say in this for comedy. What are you trying to say? That's what she told me. Then I had Ali Sadiq asked me, he was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I eventually want to write movies. He said, do you want to do stand-up or do you want to write movies? Which one is it? Because if you want to do stand-up, that's one thing. But if you want to maneuver your way from stand-up to other shit just because you want to be an actor, then that's not you wanting to be a comic, nigga. And I appreciate that advice as well. I mean, I've had a lot of people talk to me, and I've taken all the advice into consideration, and I've applied what I felt applied, and I respectfully stored the information that I did not use specifically at this point, because it's not saying that I'll never use it. It's always great. I'm grateful that people of that stature took the time to tell me things about the craft that they've already done and doing so well. Ryan Davis, man, shout out to him. I just did a show with him, and he's forever an amazing comedian and a friend, because he don't have to do what he does, and he does it anyway, and I appreciate it. So shout out to him. But what he said to me was, you're up there saying funny things. You're up there saying funny things, but are you connecting with the people? And how do you connect with the people? And he was like, you are a single father. Why don't you talk about that? You take care of your kids. Why don't you talk about that? And again, I appreciate the advice, because now I talk about those things, right? I try to I try to reenact stories that happen between me and my children, just because I've taken the advice and tried to apply it. So many comedians, man. April Macy's was like, man, be careful. Just be kind to people. Don't spew negativity. If you'll get a lot further in comedy, being positive. That's not the route you want to go. If you want to work, that's not the route you want to go. So again, tons of comedians doing the things that I want to do, giving me advice, and I appreciate it. Mike Epps too. Even Mike Epps, man, for him to even message me and say whatever the hell he said, and was like, "Yo, shout out to you, and I hope you wish you the best." Yeah, let's fuck it. I don't care if he didn't mean it or not. Just take the time to write that shit. Was amazing for me. And I'm like, I got people messaging me like, "Yo, how do you know these niggas? How do these are people in the industry that have very great reputations, respected, all of the above. How do they know you?" And I'd be like, "I don't know." Like, I got shows in Colorado. I live in Austin. I got shows back in Florida. I live in Austin. I got shows in California. I live in Austin. And it's simply because I'm putting my talent to the forefront, saying, "Listen, I can do this. Is there an opportunity for me to come perform?" And I'm like, that's how you got to do it. I see some comedians getting it out the mud, contacting the clubs themselves, and those things work. But I haven't had that work for me yet. So close, but yet so far. I haven't had it work for me yet. But I'm gonna continue to build every day. Continue to build. Continue like dropping a video a day, every day, for fucking 2 to 3 years is exhausting, especially if you only crack a couple over 1 million. You like, yo, what the fuck am I doing, man? They say this is what you gotta do to get here, so I'm gonna do it, and it's not working. Maybe I'm just not funny. There it is. I need to go back to the lab and figure it out, because it's not impossible. I just gotta be the best comedian that I can be, and everything else should fall into place. I'm over here playing with the background, man, because like today was a heartfelt one because it's green. I think when you turn the different colors like this is when a nigga is out here. I don't know why it look like Christmas with the green and the blue. But when you see this red, you know it's about to be some shit. When you see the blue, you know it's mellow, because I'm out here just like. But that green, I'm trying to turn around and get that money, man. So listen. Austin and the surrounding areas, I'm available for booking, man. Please do not hesitate. I will work. I'm exclusively just trying to work, man. So if you got a show anywhere around the town, if you got a show anywhere in San Antonio, San Marcos, Austin, Killeen, Dallas, Houston, get at me, man. I'm willing to travel. I want to network. I want to get my name out there more and continue to build so I can eventually just travel within Texas, right? And do all the small towns. So my battery about to die. The light doesn't shine brightly. So appreciate y'all even for tuning in, however many of you are there. Man, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. It is time for me to take my ass to sleep. We normally do 20 minutes. It's on 19, so we're going to leave out here early. Holla.